Welcome back to the Deep Dive. We're here again, ready to plunge into the sources you send us, looking for those insights that really cut through the noise.
Absolutely.
And today we've got a topic that, well, it definitely gets people talking: canine companions.
Mm-hmm.
Specifically, we're doing a deep dive into two incredibly popular but also, really scrutinized types of dogs: the Labrador Retriever and the quote-unquote pit bull.
Right. Two dogs that bring up a lot of strong feelings.
Exactly. So our mission today, using the research you've provided, is to get past the stereotypes.
Yeah.
We want to uncover the facts, the pros, the cons, the nuances behind these animals.
It's about digging deeper than just the headlines or, the common assumptions.
We're not just looking at facts. We're kind of unraveling decades of beliefs, societal biases, things that really shape how we see these dogs, even how laws are made.
Yeah. Perceptions matter a huge amount here.
So get ready. This might challenge some things you thought you knew. Okay, let's unpack this. Right, first things first. To really get started, we need to clarify how we even define these terms. Labrador versus pit bull. It feels like that basic difference gets muddled sometimes.
It really does. And what's fascinating here is that this definition, or lack thereof, immediately shapes the entire conversation.
How so?
Well, pit bull isn't actually a single breed. That's key. It's an umbrella term, a category. It covers several distinct breeds like the American Pit Bull Terrier, the American Staffordshire Terrier, the Staffordshire Bull Terrier. Our sources say they likely came from old bull and terrier types.
Gotcha. So a grouping, not one specific thing.
Exactly. Now, contract that with a Labrador Retriever. That is a single, distinct British breed.
Right.
It's got clear history, tracing back to St. John's water dogs from Newfoundland, recognized by kennel clubs, one breed, specific standards.
So one's a specific breed, the other's like a classification.
Precisely. And that difference is fundamental to understanding why their public narratives are so different.
That clarity is vital, the power of a name or a label, right?
Yeah.
Okay, let's shift from definitions to the Labrador. Often called the gold standard, most popular in the U.S. for, 30 years? Globally loved.
Over 3 decades. It's a remarkable consistency.
For so many listeners, Labrador just means family dog. But even with that reputation, what really makes them so beloved, and maybe more importantly, what are the less talked about things? The stuff owners need to know beyond the perfect image.
Yeah, it's a good question. Their popularity isn't just luck. It's based on traits they've been bred for. That loyalty, the affection, that famous soft mouth, so they could retrieve game without damaging it.
So bred for a job.
Exactly, a non-aggressive job. And then that selection over generations created a temperament that's naturally tolerant, gentle. Why they're usually seen as great with kids, they seem safe, often quite in tune emotionally.
And trainable, too.
Yeah.
Eager to please.
Hugely. That's a big part of their appeal for families. Physically, they're medium to large, 55 to 85 pounds usually. That classic short, dense, double coat, water-resistant, perfect for retrieving.
Black, yellow, chocolate, the standard colors.
Yep. And those kind, expressive eyes and the otter-like tail, very characteristic.
You mentioned their working background, retrieving. But their service roles today are pretty incredible, too. Guide dogs, assistance dogs.
Oh, absolutely. Here's where it gets really interesting. Their versatility is astounding. It stems from that intelligence and willingness to work with people.
So beyond just fetching things.
Way beyond. That calm demeanor and trainability make them incredibly successful as guide and assistance dogs. Like 60–70% of guide dogs in the U.S. are labs.
Wow, that high.
Yeah. And then there's rescue work, therapy dogs, even military roles. They were used for bomb detection back in World War II and Vietnam. It's an amazing range. Truly one of the most remarkable working breeds out there.
Absolutely remarkable. But, okay, no dog is perfect for everyone, even the golden lab. What are the common challenges, the cons people might not expect?
Right, because they do come with responsibilities. Besides the high energy needing consistent exercise, there are other things. That shedding.
Oh yeah, I've heard about the shedding.
It's notorious. Constant grooming needed. But then there's the appetite. Labs are famously food-obsessed, almost comically so.
Okay.
Our sources mention a specific genetic mutation in about a quarter of them. It basically tells their brain they're still hungry, even when they're not.
Seriously?
Yeah. So constant begging, scavenging, they're really prone to obesity. And it's not just, a cute quirk. It's a serious health risk.
Like what kind of risks?
Big ones. Gastrointestinal problems, torn ligaments like in their knees, serious joint issues later on. It's a constant battle for many owners to manage their weight.
That sounds tough. What about temperament downsides?
Well, that friendliness we love. That
Hmm.
means they're often not the best guard dogs. They're more likely to wag their tail at a stranger than bark.
Right, might invite them in for a snack.
Pretty much. Health-wise, besides the weight, they're prone to hip and elbow dysplasia, those joint problems again. Also things like chronic hepatitis, which is serious liver inflammation, and various eye diseases.
And lifespan.
Average is around 13 years, maybe a bit less. Some studies suggest chocolate labs might have a slightly shorter lifespan, interestingly.
Okay, so even the gold standard needs careful consideration. Let's pivot now to the pit bull type, a term that unfortunately carries a lot of negative baggage for many.
A very different public image.
But for people who own and love these dogs, they paint a completely different picture. What are those positive traits they celebrate, and why do you think those often get drowned out?
That's the core issue, isn't it? Owners often describe them as incredibly loyal, deeply affectionate with their families, eager to please, highly trainable, very devoted companions.
And the nanny dog thing, is that real?
Well, they can be great with kids, and that term nanny dog pops up. They can have a protective nature. But and this is crucial like any dog. Proper supervision and training for both the dog and the kids are non-negotiable.
Absolutely essential.
They also tend to have high energy, love to play, so good exercise partners, and they're short coats. Pretty low maintenance grooming, which is a plus for some.
And guarding. You mentioned labs aren't great.
Right. Pit bull types, with proper training, their natural protective instinct can make them effective guard dogs, more so than a lab typically.
Okay, so loyalty, affection, potentially good with kids under supervision, trainable. This raises an important question. Why the disconnect? Why are these positives so often overshadowed by fear?
That's the million-dollar question, really, because the negative reputation is pervasive.
For sure. A lot of listeners probably have this image of an aggressive pit bull, fueled by media, maybe personal anecdotes. How do the sources reconcile the good traits with the fear, the statistics people cite, even if unreliable? What are the real challenges and misunderstandings?
Yeah, the reality is a lot of the common beliefs just aren't backed by science. And this has real-world consequences. Breed-specific legislation, BSL, is a huge one.
Explain BSL a bit more.
It means laws targeting dogs based purely on their perceived breed or appearance. It can lead to outright bans, housing restrictions, higher insurance, fines, even dogs being confiscated and euthanized, all based on how they look, not how they act.
Just based on appearance, what?
Exactly. And then there's the huge stigma from their history, the association with dogfighting. That shadow hangs heavy, even though most of these dogs today are family pets.
But what about aggression? Is there any truth to that?
They can be powerful dogs, and like many terriers, some might have a higher prey drive or be less tolerant of other dogs if not socialized properly. They definitely need strong leadership, clear training, and early socialization. But this isn't unique to them.
So it's about training and environment, not inherent badness.
Overwhelmingly, yes. The sources stress that aggression stems mostly from environment, training, individual history, not the breed label itself. In fact, some temperament tests show pit bull type dogs scoring better on stability than breeds everyone assumes are friendly.
Really? Better?
Yes. And that locking jaw myth. Pure fiction. No dog breed has a locking jaw mechanism. It's physiologically impossible.
Okay, myth busted. What about bite statistics?
They're complicated. Some studies link pit bull types to more severe injuries when bites happen, likely due to their strength. But there's no solid scientific evidence they're inherently more likely to bite than other dogs in controlled studies. The data is messy, often based on misidentification.
Misidentification seems key here.
Hugely. Plus, they are trainable. They respond very well to positive reinforcement, just like other intelligent dogs. Health-wise, they do have predispositions, hip dysplasia again, allergies, some heart conditions, skin issues, partly due to the short hair.
So what does this all mean when we put them side by side? We've looked at the lab, the pit bull type.
Yeah.
How do they actually stack up against each other? What are the key differences and maybe some surprising similarities?
Well, visually, they're worlds apart, right?
Right.
Entirely different, as one source put it.
Yeah, you wouldn't mistake one for the other.
Labs are generally taller, heavier, 21, 25 inches, 55, 85 pounds. Pit bull types are usually more compact, 14, 21 inches, maybe 35, 65 pounds. Coat's totally different, too. Labs thick, double coat. Pit bulls, smooth, single layer.
And the colors. Labs are just those three main ones. Pit bulls come in a huge variety.
Right. Red, black, buckskin, brindle, patches. Much wider range. Now, temperament and social needs. This is interesting.
Right.
Similarities first. Both are often noted as being good with children, with that supervision caveat always. Both need a lot of exercise. And both tend to really enjoy human attention, can be quite clingy.
So needy in a good way.
Maybe. But differences too. Labs are often described as like goofy, mischievous, super social, trusting of strangers. Aggression towards people is rare.
The terrible guard dogs.
Exactly. Pit bulls, again, if well socialized, are friendly too. But they often have a stronger protective instinct than labs. They're more aware, perhaps more discerning with strangers initially.
Makes sense. Trainability. We touched on this.
Yeah, labs generally seen as easy to train. Intelligent, eager to please, they often pick things up quickly. Pit bulls can be more challenging.
How so? Stubborn.
Can be. They need a confident, consistent owner. Early socialization is crucial, especially with other animals. They might not back down from a fight if challenged, so managing that is important.
Okay. And health and lifespan.
Labs tend to live a bit longer, maybe 12, 14 years versus 10, 12 for pit bull types on average. Both can get hip dysplasia and knee issues. Pit bulls seem more prone to skin disorders. Labs, as we said, battle the bulge.
It's fascinating how different they are, yet both clearly need committed owners.
Yeah.
But here's where things get really mind-bending. This genetic study you mentioned, published in Science, it sounds like it throws a huge wrench in the whole breed is destiny idea.
Oh, it's absolutely a paradigm shift, a real game changer in how we should think about dog behavior.
So the study found breed explains only, what, 9% of behavior variation? That seems incredibly low.
It is incredibly low, especially when you consider how much emphasis we put on breed. Like, oh, he's a breed, so he must be trait. The study showed breed is not a good predictor of personality traits on its own.
But physical traits were predicted by breed.
Yes, 5 times more likely. How a dog looks is strongly tied to breed, how it behaves. Much, much less so.
Wow. So what does predict behavior then?
It's complex. Genetics play a role, of course, but it's a complex interaction with environment, training, individual experiences, not just the breed label. This science directly challenges those deep-seated stereotypes.
Which connects right back to misidentification and BSL, doesn't it? If breed isn't the main driver, labeling dogs or legislating against them based on looks seems flawed.
Exactly. It highlights why misidentification in shelters is such a big issue. Sometimes shelters might label a pit bull type dog as a lab mix or something else just to give it a chance at adoption or to get around BSL.
Desperate times, I guess.
And owners might do it too, providing false info to keep their pet if BSL exists where they live. It shows the real human and animal cost of these appearance-based assumptions.
So if we connect this to the bigger picture, this science really undermines the whole foundation of BSL, right?
Absolutely. And it supports the position of organizations like the American Veterinary Medical Association, the AVMA. They actively oppose breed-specific legislation.
Why? What's their reasoning?
They call it a simplistic answer to a complex issue, dog bites. BSL is hard to enforce fairly. It's discriminatory against responsible owners whose dogs have done nothing wrong. And crucially, it doesn't tackle the real causes of dog bites, like irresponsible ownership, lack of training, or failure to manage dogs properly.
It focuses on the wrong end of the leash, so to speak.
Precisely. It targets how a dog looks, not how it behaves or how it's raised. And that leads us back to bite statistics, too. Calculating reliable breed-specific bite rates. It's incredibly difficult.
Why is that?
Think about it. Inaccurate breed identification, you often don't know how many dogs of a certain type even live in an area. Many bites go unreported. The data is just too messy. That's why major groups like the CDC, AVMA, ASPCA actually discourage tracking bite stats by breed. It's just not reliable enough to base policy on.
What an incredible journey through these two canine worlds. We've gone from basic definitions, histories, traits, pros, cons, all the way to cutting-edge genetics and the politics of BSL. It really shows how much is going on beneath the surface.
It really does. And I think the biggest takeaway, the thing that resonates across all the sources, is the need to look beyond those easy labels. Appreciate the individual dog, understand that environment, socialization, training. These factors play a massive, probably dominant role in shaping behavior, much more than just the breed name.
And that's exactly what we aim for in this deep dive, using the material you provided to give you a richer, more nuanced picture.
Hopefully a clearer one, too.
So here's something to think about. The next time you meet a dog, any dog, or hear a story about a specific breed, pause for a second. Ask yourself, how much am I seeing the individual animal right there with its own unique personality and history? And how much am I being swayed by the story, the often incomplete narrative attached to its type or breed? What biases might we all carry, maybe without even realizing it? And how could challenging those biases lead to, well, just better, kinder relationships with all the amazing dogs sharing our lives?